So as promised, another Harry Potter video. Maybe not the one you expected considering the title of this video, but a Harry Potter video nonetheless. I also think this video is probably going to be shorter than many of my other videos just because I wanted to explain a little bit of something about why I'm not buying Harry Potter for this year, considering it's the 20th anniversary. As you guys know, I actually really do like Harry Potter, and I really like making models around Harry Potter. And I actually make all of my instructions available as well. If you go down to the description, you'll see a link to my website where you can have a look at all the models that I've made, even though I'm probably putting them on screen right about now. And don't worry, all models and instructions are tested before being put on the website to make sure you guys have a great building experience. But that's not necessarily what this video is about. Why am I not buying Harry Potter for this year? As everybody knows, it is the 20th anniversary of Harry Potter this year, and a lot of sets have been based on the fact that it's the 20th anniversary, and there are actually kind of a lot of sets that I do like in this batch. I really do like the chessboard set, and I also really like the Chamber of Secrets. However, still two sets that I don't think I'm going to be getting. The only one I actually own, and this is kind of contradictory to the title of this video, but I do actually own the girls' bathroom, and that's only because I managed to find it early, before even release, and I picked it up then, but then I made the conscious decision not to buy any more because of my experience with that set. The main issue I have with the Harry Potter sets is the fact that a lot of them just combine together to create one massive Hogwarts, and I already have most of the expansions anyway, and this technically doesn't count for the expansion of Hogwarts, at least in terms of the playsets from 2018 to 2020. And the exceptions to this are things like the buildable figures and the chessboard. And with the buildable characters, I'm just not interested in them. I think they're a really cool concept, and I would love to see them done for other themes like Marvel or Star Wars, where they make a bit more sense, especially for Marvel being Giant Man and, you know, things like that. As for things like Hogsmeade, I'm just not interested in Hogsmeade. I don't have that much of a connection to it in terms of Harry Potter. I'd much rather collect something like the Hogwarts Castle, or some of the vehicles, like if they released another Ford Anglia, or another Hogwarts Express, something along those lines I'd much rather collect. Maybe if they released a Shrieking Shack, I'd be tempted to buy that, as it's more of a core part of the story. But other than that, the Hogsmeade Village just doesn't really do it for me. Sorry to all you Hogsmeade lovers. And then the biggest one of this wave that I was actually tempted to buy, other than everything else, was the chessboard. Now, I really like this rendition of the chessboard. I think it's a good scale. I think it's a good playable board. The only issue is I actually have a Harry Potter chessboard already, meaning I don't need another one that's just made of Lego bricks, considering I have one that's a full board that's actually got really nice figurines and everything. And a while ago, I actually decided to take this challenge on myself and build a Lego version of that board, and ended up creating one of these mocs which I feel really does fit in well with like the 18+ range, and which I believe to be actually releasing next week on my website. So if you guys are interested in building this too, the instructions should be available from next week. I actually plan on making a full video about this also next week, so if you're excited for that, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Not only that, this is one of my favorite scenes from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, so I had to pick up the figures from the chessboard set to put in this one, and it still ended up being cheaper than the actual chessboard set. So unfortunately, now that I have this mock, there is absolutely no reason for me to buy the chess set board from Lego, and it's unfortunate because I do actually really like these sets. I just see no point in owning them. There's also the other point of it being more playset oriented than display set oriented. Now, I have no problem with playsets. I think they're a core part of Lego. I just think that, me personally, I prefer things like display sets, things that look good on a shelf after I've built it, rather than something that I can necessarily play with. Meaning when I go to display something like a Hogwarts expansion, I'll rather display it with the closed side forward rather than the open side forward. Meaning that I can see the nice castle bit, and then I'll display the minifigures on the bottom. But with these new Hogwarts expansions, I'll use Chamber of Secrets for example, they don't really look very good from the display side. In my opinion, they are not meant to be viewed really from the display side. They've made it look nice, don't get me wrong, but they haven't really took into consideration that some people might want to display it the other way round. Now, I definitely do agree with everybody that's screaming at their computer screens right now, it's meant to be displayed with the open side forward, but personally, I just don't like the way that that looks. Now, you know, you can kill me in the comment section for it, but I just don't like the way that that looks, and that means that I'm not going to be buying any of these Hogwarts expansions, and that's what I realized when I was building the girls' bathroom set, even though I quite like the girls' bathroom set. All of these sets are going to cost a lot of money, and I'm not in land, so I can't just warrant spending £600 to £700 on all of these Lego sets. Unfortunately, doing this as a job now, it's one of those situations where I really have to prioritize what I'm building, and if that means prioritizing the things that I want to build, like my mocs or sets that are coming out like the T2 camper van, I really need to take that into consideration when I'm choosing the sets that I'm going to be buying for this year. And unfortunately, this does mean things like this new Harry Potter wave, even though I deem it to be good, especially all of these golden figures and the 20th anniversary special and all of this sort of stuff. I feel like with the combination of things like my own mocs and buying some of the figures from these 2021 sets, I can easily make my own wave and be satisfied with what I own. And that's not even delving into the fact that you guys would get these mocs as well because of things like my website. I've also got things like a night bus coming. I just need to buy all the parts to do so. And unfortunately, buying the parts takes money. And if I buy Harry Potter Wave, I have less money. I'm really upset that this is the case. And a lot of people have said that I'm going to regret not buying this Harry Potter Wave. And I probably agree with them. I probably will regret not buying this Harry Potter wave. But unfortunately, I'm just not one of these people that can literally buy everything that they don't have in terms of Lego. And I'm also not a completionist. I don't really care that I'm not getting these Lego sets to complete my collection in quotation marks. But don't get me wrong, I would love to get these sets if I had unlimited money. But unfortunately, it's just one of those things I don't feel is feasibly possible because I'm prioritizing other things I want to buy to show off to you guys on this channel. Now, I know a lot of my fans and subscribers of this channel are Harry Potter fans, and I really do thank you for sticking around all this time, considering we haven't done Harry Potter in a while. But trust me when I say we've got a few Harry Potter videos planned to come out in the future. Mind you, they will probably be on mocs and not the sets that you guys are used to, but at the same time, it's still Harry Potter content. I mean, one of my most popular videos is the fact that I rebuilt the train, and you guys seem to like that, so imagine more stuff like that coming down the line. And if you guys did want to go and look at these Harry Potter sets, you can easily go and do that by looking at other people's videos. There's Topic Bricks, there's M&R, there's IT Toys, there's loads of people that have these sets and will give you decent reviews on them. Yes, I wish I could give you my opinions and a full in-depth review of the set in my style, but hey, that's the reason I'm not buying Harry Potter Lego this year, and we'll see what happens when in 2022 they bring out a new wave. I know the D2C is rumored to be quite terrible as well, so again, probably something I won't be buying, but we'll see what happens in 2022, whether they decide to expand the Hogwarts expansions from 2018 to 2020, or whether they decide to take a completely new direction. We'll see what happens. There's obviously a lot of things that they haven't done yet, like the Deathly Hallows sets, which, again, I'm not too bothered for, but I am excited for things like the minifigures. Hopefully next year we get another CMF as well, as they tend to be every 2 years. There's a lot of things in Harry Potter that I'm still excited for, but like I say, I just have to prioritize what I'm buying, and if it's really good, then it's one of those things that I just would buy, and I would buy it to have it for my own personal collection as well as to show off to you guys. And I feel like that's the mentality that I have on YouTube. So I'll hopefully see you next week for another Harry Potter video, and obviously the other 2 videos that are coming out next week as well. Big week next week, and you'll see what I mean by that next week. But that's all I've got time for today. Thank you to all the members that make these videos possible, and I will speak to you guys in the next video. Goodbye.